Okay, next we get to the next item, which are these 6 boxes. Every box is as big as 2 boxes. So let's go for other divisions. In here I just want to do the pasting in here and change the betting to bet 3. And also if we have a look at the contents, you see that it is 1 to 11. So in here we say just 1 to 18, I'm sorry, 1 to 18, and then we get to even for the next one, so that if the user wants to choose the even numbers, he could just press in here. Then we get to the red ones. So for the red we won't write anything. Then we get to other boxes, the black, so the content would be nothing like the above thing. And then we get to the odd, so this is odd. Then we get to 19 to 36, so this would be 19 to 36. Also I want this to be odd like this. So what we are going to do is to now do the CSS. All of them should be bet3 first. So we save it. Let's go for the class of bet3, and we said we want the, so first like always, display block, float, left, and then we get to the width. If you have a look for the width, you see that again the width of the boxes are 7.2%. So we want to say 7.2 times 2 would be equal to 14.4. So in here we want the width of all the boxes to be equal to 14.4%. The height we want to be equal like all the others, which is 13%. We want to give it a border of so you could do the calculation again. Maybe I want it to be 0.3 pixel. I would explain it again. Solid and also white. And well, we don't want any background color right now, so if we refresh we have these boxes. But if we go to our browser in the Windows, you could see that they are in a better mode. Now let's see why it's not exactly matching the above boxes. So all of these boxes, if we want to calculate the borders in here, this is 0.2 pixel and this is 0.2, so we have 0.4. The first box has a border of 0.3 pixel as we saw in the CSS, so this is 0.3 pixel, right? So also this box in here is 0.3, so 0.3 and 0.3 would be 0.6, while we said this is 0.4. So let me decrease the border in here to 0.2 pixel so that it would exactly match. So in here if we refresh, now you see it's perfectly matching the above boxes. So before you wanted to do the testing and then checking the error, first you should do the calculation. Now we get to these two boxes. As we saw in the PowerPoint, in here you see it has a red and it has a black side in it. What we could do is to make this whole red and this black. For example, what we could do in here is to say that I want these two divisions to be of bet4 class, and then what we want to do is to define another CSS bet4 and then say display block float left, and then we want to say width of 14.4%, a height of 13%, and a border, so everything would be same. The only difference is that, so I should have just copy pasted it, so white, the only thing is a background color in here, which would be, for example, red. So if we just refresh it, you see they are red now. And we could change, for example, what we could do is to just change this from bet 4 to bet 5 in here, and then go for the CSS, copy all of these lines, define another CSS for bet 5, paste all of these lines in here. As you see, with the only difference that the background color be black instead of red. Now if we refresh it, it's something like this that you see. But if we have another option in here, what we could do is to just do something like the thing that you see in here. For just educational purposes, let's do something like this. So for this way, what we are going to do is to change all of these things to bet 3. So, and also we would want to delete all the bet 4 and bet 5 in here. As you see, we delete all of these things. Now if we have a look, if we save it and just look at the our website again, you see that now they are both in the green color. Now what we are going to do is that we want to define another division. This thing is for not changing the classes and adding new CSS. So what we could do is to define another division, give it an ID of equal to maybe, let's say, red 2. Change it, we close the division in here, div, and do the same thing for this div ID equal to black 2, and we close the division in here. Now what we could do is we go in here, a hash sign, say red 2, and then define a, like always, display block. We don't need a float left in here, but let me just assign a float left. We give it a width. Now what we want to do is to put a box in this bigger division. So right now we don't need actually the float left, because the outer box, I mean this box in here that you see in the green, is 14.4. We want to put another rectangle in this box. So what we could say is that I want it to be the width to be maybe 10%, and the height to be equal to maybe let's say again 10%, because if we want it to be a square, now we say background color to be equal to red. Now if we refresh the page again, now we have a rectangle in here which is not of the size that we want. Yes, the reason is that we said 10%, it would be 10% of this outer box. So 10% of this box would be this amount. But because we could, what we could say is to say, I just forgot, we should say, for example, 90%. So 90% of this box would be something big. Let me just save it again and refresh it. Now we have this box. It's too big. Let me just change it from 90% to maybe 70 for both of them. And now you see this is our box, but we want to change it like this shape in here. So we do it using the transition that we learned before. Let me also give it a margin. So margin, let's say 5% from top and bottom, and 5% from. Now if we refresh the page in here, this is the thing that we have. We need more margin from left and right. So let's say, let me just check it again, maybe top and bottom to be 7% and this to be 15%. If you look, the width is 17, so let me also do the 17 for both of them to be exactly in the middle, so it's not in the middle. Let me just change it to 7%. Now it's better. The thing that we need to do is to somehow skew it a little in the transition and translate. But before that, let me just create the rectangle in the second box also. So for the other one is black 2, so we just copy all these codes. We copy all these codes in here and we paste them. The only difference is that it should be black 2 and the background color should be black. Now if we have a look again, we could see that now these are all rectangles in here. Now we could give them some degrees to just for example twist them or just rotate them a little, or we could just leave them like this.